name is D'Lo Jordan, and this is VENUM. Welcome to The Void. This is episode 25. Back again. I want to direct your attention to the video description below this video. There you will find all type of interesting links that will link you to all the little projects I'm currently involved in. You'll find a link to my Patreon. That's patreon.com/D'Lo Jordan. Sign up there. $4.99 gets you access to some exclusive content. Where is the fucking mouse? Where is my mouse? Where is my mouse? Okay, I found the mouse. I got a multitask on air here, so mouse gets lost sometimes when you're working off of 3 screens. Yeah. Where the fuck was I? Patreon. Patreon.com/D'Lo Jordan. You can find that link in the video description. You can find links to social media, my web store, all that good stuff. Subscribe to this channel. Click the bell to enable notifications. That is the only way to get notified when a new video goes live, right? This episode, I'm going to be talking NXT 2.0. NXT 2.0 from December 14th, 2021. And my big takeaway from watching this fucking horseshit is NXT 2.0 the best wrestling program on national television right now? Is it the best kept secret? Is it the undiscovered gem amongst the professional wrestling universe? Is that what's going on here? I'm going to discuss it because I kind of had an inkling watching this. I found myself this week watching NXT 2.0 and thinking, despite having a roster filled with new and partially trained wrestlers, this is probably the least outlaw of all the programs when it comes to wrestling on national television. How could that be? But that's the thought I had. So is NXT 2.0 the best professional wrestling program on national television? We're going to talk about it throughout this video. We'll kind of explore why I came to this idea. Why are we talking about this? A lot of rabid fans will venture to say, no, what are you, stupid? AEW is the best. But for my taste, All Elite Wrestling does some fucking outlaw, unwatchable shit. Borderline unwatchable shit. But anyway, NXT 2.0 from December 14th, 2021. The show kicked off with a video package recap of the trials and tribulations of Johnny Gargano last week, and the punishment inflicted by Grayson Waller. So after that, they cut to Grayson Waller arriving at the building, and there was just a group of people outside chanting, "You suck!" So that's what I like to do before a wrestling show. Gather and yell at somebody, "You suck!" I guess this was before they even let people in the building. Know what the fuck was going on here. So after that, we cut to the arena. Cameron Grimes makes his entrance for what is going to be a no-holds-barred match between him and Duke Hudson. This challenge was issued last week. Here we're getting the resolution of that. I'm not sure why this match is happening. They had a match at the fucking War Games pay-per-view, a here versus here match. This should be done and over with. But they're having another match, and this one's no holds barred for reasons. So they showed a video recap package of the history between Grimes and Hudson. It took it further back than War Games. I wasn't watching it at that time. Apparently these motherfuckers were playing poker or some shit. Poker? He hardly knew her. So after the video recap, they cut back to the arena. Duke Hudson is on the entrance stage. He's already walked out, and he continues making his entrance down to the ring. Duke Hudson is wearing a blonde wig, right? That is up underneath amateur wrestling headgear. That's like strapped to kind of keep the fucking wig from falling off. So Duke Hudson gets on the ring apron and fucking Cameron Grimes takes off running, gives him a running boot, knocks him off the apron, running boot to the face, knocking Hudson to the floor, and then ding ding, the fucking bell rang and the match is underway. This is how the match is starting. One guy gets kicked off the apron, one guy's standing in the ring. Oh, we better ring the bell so this contest can begin. What? So what the fuck? I guess, are they trying to excuse this as, oh, it's no holds barred, so we'll just ring the bell whenever. That's the way I rationalize it, because elsewise, that would be fucking outlaw. At one point throughout this, during this match, Duke Hudson had a chair. They were outside the ring, in between, the ring and the commentary table. Duke Hudson had a steel chair. He swung it at Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes threw up a boot, and there was no connection. They just fucking missed. Hudson swings the chair. Grimes went for a boot, and no connection was made. They sidestepped each other, and it was just like, what the fuck was that supposed to be? I've noticed, I don't know why I pay attention to these things. Cameron Grimes had black knee pads and black kick pads, but they didn't match. The knee pads were glossy, but the kick pads were matted, and this fucking drove me crazy. Just order the shit from the same place so it looks consistent. Jeez. So that drove me OCD crazy. They went to a picture-in-picture commercial break. When they came back, there was a fucking poker table set up in the ring. It looked like a regular table, but it had been decorated to be a poker table. This was ridiculous. So back from the break, poker table's just set up, and both guys are in the corner closest to the table in a superplex position, right? So Cameron Grimes, he fights out of it. He fought Duke Hudson off, knocks Hudson to the mat in the ring on his feet. Duke Hudson stumbles around the poker table, and Cameron Grimes delivers a diving crossbody over the top of the poker table to Duke Hudson, right? So, stuff happened in this match. Eventually, Duke Hudson power bombs Cameron Grimes through the poker table and then tried to pin the guy on top of all that debris. And the referee says, yeah, no, you can't do that. His shoulders need to be pinned to the mat. You fucking idiot! Thank you, ref, because that's accurate. You can't. How can you be pinned when your shoulders aren't touching the mat? So Duke Hudson was showing his inexperience here. Eventually, match went on some more. Eventually, Grimes just won this thing with a double foot stomp, like straight vertical from the ground, while Duke Hudson was sitting in a chair. So Cameron Grimes stomps the guy, knocks him out the chair, and that was the finish. Pins him 1, 2, 3. A fine match. I don't know why it took place. As I've written here, not sure why this happened. Grimes won. He also won the hair versus hair match. So Duke Hudson, fuck off. This shit's over. Best 2 out of 3. Grimes is 1-2. There shall be no rematch. Post-match, Grimes rips off the blonde wig to expose Duke Hudson's bald head. So this guy, Duke Hudson, might as well, he needs to go back to the drawing board. This shit's over. You have failed miserably. Now fuck off! Oh, that's kind of cool. See the reflection of the officially licensed VENUM video wall reflecting on my cell phone there. I just noticed that on my second monitor. All right, so like I said, I'm not sure why this fucking match was necessary. They already had a hair versus hair match. That seems like a sufficient blow-off match to me. So after that, we cut back to the back for an interview with Cora Jade, and this interview was conducted by Mackenzie Mitchell. Cora Jade says she's got unfinished business with Dakota Kai, and then she mentioned she's finally been cleared to compete. She's got KT tape on her shoulder, so I guess there was some a shoulder injury of some description. Suddenly, in walks some Wicked Witch of the West looking bitch. She walks in. Lower third identifies her as Dakota Kai. So that's the chick she was just talking about. She got unfinished business with. Dakota Kai, is she fucking meant? What was going on here? She overacted her ass off, and there wasn't much there to begin with. And she's going through all these, like, she's fucking crazy. But you know, I don't. What the fuck was this? So she overacted her delivery of, and basically just to say, what did she even say? I don't even know. I don't even know what the fuck she said. It was nothing of importance because I haven't written anything down. So she did all that just to say nothing. So fucking, then Cora Jade said, thanks for the advice, Mom. And apparently these two are having a match tonight. The fuck? So next we're shown Grayson Waller walking backstage, and fucking anyone he gets close to just fucking disperses as if they were certain Waller tested positive. The announcers mention Waller is on his way to the ring to address to comment on his actions from last week, right? They go to a break. Back from the break, what was this? We're shown two men sitting on the tailgate of a pickup truck. They're identified as Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. This is the Blue Jeans and Cowboy Boot Express from last week. The two fucking guys that look like they just walked in off of a farm and beat the Creed brothers in one of the most ridiculous fucking sequences I've ever seen in my life. The fucking bullshit with the stolen tag rope and all that horse shit. So those are the guys that are sitting on the fucking tailgate of the pickup truck. They mentioned they're going to some country music festival or party of some description. And the two chicks from last week that just walked through the fucking shot going, we got tickets or whatever the fuck. They pull up in a pickup truck and what are the names? Brooks and Jensen, Brooks and Briggs, or whatever the law offices of Brooks and Jensen. These two fucking getting they join the chicks in the pickup truck, I guess. And then they showed these like scenes from this country music festival. I don't know what the fuck was going on or what this has to do with professional wrestling. There was like, they were dancing and there was a bunch of people around and there were some artists on stage. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? Am I still watching NXT? The scenes at the country music festival or whatever end with the two guys looking in the direction of the women. The women are dancing together, and then the camera kind of zooms in on the guy's reaction, and they go, like, the two women just fucking, like their water just broke or something. They had this shocked look, like they were just dancing together, so I don't know what the fuck's going on. Back in the arena, Grayson Waller makes his entrance. He gets in the ring and just starts monologuing. He just starts talking. No interviewer, just him. He just starts talking. As he's talking, the people are chanting, "Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up," which is the PG version of what they would do on AEW. since AEW's Outlaw, even though they're on national fucking television, the AEW crowd would chant, "Shut the fuck up," because I don't know. They're fucking mental. Their brains are affected. So here at NXT 2.0, they're chanting, "Shut the hell up." So that's a little bit more digestible for national television. Waller basically took credit for ending Johnny Gargano's career, which Johnny wasn't here tonight, so I'm inclined to believe him. Twice throughout this little speech, this little monologue segment, Grayson Waller threw to the big screen like, "Hey, check this out." And fucking images just started playing, which was weird. It's like, you got somebody cued in on what's going on? So visually that was weird. You like, "Hey, check this out." And then the shit just starts playing on the screen pertinent to what he was talking about. I thought that was weird. It's not a good look for a guy standing in the ring live. So it got to a point where Grayson Waller even trashed the announcers. "Oh, Vic Joseph, I beat your friend's ass right in front of you and you did nothing, you fucking bitch." And then he talked shit on Wade Barrett. "Oh, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, Wade Barrett? I'm afraid I got some bad news for you." And he said, "Oh, this isn't 2010. I don't give a fuck what you think about me." And he's going on. And then he just sums it up. And I don't know what he said to close out. And then he just left with his music playing. So I don't know if the idea here is that Grayson Waller is the next big bad guy. I don't know what's going on here, but this wasn't a poorly delivered interview. I just think I'm gonna need some time to warm up to this guy because I haven't seen anything that immediately grabbed my attention up to this point. So I can't judge the guy either. I'm not even sure I saw him wrestle a match. So. And like I said, his interviews haven't been jump off the page, so. Next, we were in some kind of training gym for a vignette with Diamond Mine. Malcolm Bivens was front and center. He was talking up the Diamond Mine, whilst the members were just kind of training in the background. Eventually, they all converge. And so the Diamond Mine is Roderick Strong, the Creed brothers, I think, what are their names? Brutus and Julius. The manager, Malcolm Bivens, and the female athlete, Ivy Nile, right? So that's collectively known as the Diamond Mine. Roderick Strong kind of lays out this game plan. "Oh, we'll divide and conquer," which doesn't make sense. He said divide and conquer. That doesn't make sense. That's a smaller entity picking at a bigger entity individually to conquer it. Not, "Oh, we'll split up and handle our business separately." So what they were doing was splitting up and handling their business separately, which is not divide and conquer. So I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. So Strong kind of lays out the game plan, and then I guess Ivy now is going to have a match next. But first, boy, oh boy. So Ivy now is going to have a match next. But first, this little intro, 15-second maybe intro played. It's Lashing Out with Lash Legend. I beg your pardon? They cut to what looked like an abandoned comedy club. They panned an audience of what appeared to be 17 and a half people. 17 and a half because one woman's pregnant. "Welcome to another episode of Lashing Out with Lash Legend," she says. "I've written here, what's going on? What's going on? What in the tried French fried titty fuck? Where am I? What is this? Lash Legend, who is an African American female, who she's dressed in all black and she's got all this, like all this spunk about her. She's like the NXT version of Wendy Williams. Lash Legend introduces two special guests. They were Sho Funaki and Taka Michinoku, the modern day Kai and Tai. She called them Jacket Time. My head started swelling. At this point, my head started swelling. Is their name Jacket Time? I've written here, are they collectively known as Jacket Time? As the people in the audience are applauding the fucking guests, that chick from last week with the large pillow, wearing pajamas and a sleep mask pulled up over her forehead, carrying a fucking big gulp cup from 7-Eleven, she just walks through the shot. What in the wide world of fuck? Can somebody explain to me what the fuck is going on? I said last week, I thought this chick was a recently released NXT wrestler who is now just squatting in the NXT 2.0 facility, the Capitol Wrestling Closet. But apparently, this is her thing. She just arbitrarily pops up places for, quote, comedy. So she just walks through the shot. Lash Legend is looking all bewildered. What's going on here? Then Kai and Tai, they say they're happy to be here. They're big fans. Happy to be where? Where are they? Where is this taking place? What the fuck's going on? They said they're big fans. Big fans of what? Who is this woman, Lash Legend? And just what the fuck is happening right now? Is this still NXT 2.0, the alleged professional wrestling program I was just watching moments ago? Lash Legend asks, hey, what's going on between you guys, Kai and Tai, and the grizzled young veterans? And Kai and Tai, they just broke out in full-fledged Japanese. No English words. There were subtitles, but I'm a lazy American, so I didn't pay attention to any of that shit. And then they had a shot of Lash Legend, and she's looking like, I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what's going on here. She was looking confused. Then Taka Michinoku stands up, opens his jacket, and says, "It's jacket time!" And the 17 and a half people in the audience applauded. At this point, what I had left of brains blew out the back of my skull. So Taka Michinoku 2.0 stands up, opens his jacket, and goes, "It's jacket time!" At this point, I'm near death. Then I am swearing to God, to you. They cut to a shot of the audience, specifically the chick in the pajamas with her oversized pillow, and she wakes up. She's there. She wakes up and just starts applauding. Meanwhile, her sleep mask is pulled down over her eyes, so she can't even see to know what's going on. At this point, Lash Legend just signs off the program. Oh, we'll see y'all next week. What the fuck was any of this? I had to pause the program and go lie down. Jesus fucking Christ of Nazareth. I had to pause the program and go lie down. I think this segment made me ill. How did this make air? Have you or anyone that you know been stricken with illness after watching NXT 2.0? If so, You might be entitled to compensation. What the fuck? I came back several hours. Several hours later, I came back to pick up where I left off. This program almost broke me. So I picked up where I left off. They were back in the arena for Amari Miller, and she was at the tail end of her entrance. Ivy Nile and Malcolm Bivens were just already out there. They didn't get an introduction on TV, which I guess is fine because they had the little vignette and you've already been introduced to them. So it's going to be a singles match between Ivy Nile and Amari Miller. Ivy Nile has got some great fundamentals. Shout out to What Culture. Amari Miller looked like an animated skeleton dressed in lime green. I don't know what the fuck she looked. The match was fine. It was fine for what it was. I wish Ivy Nile could have been a bit more dominant. It was weird. The fucking chick she was facing looked like a fucking a leaf wrapped twig. I feel like Ivy Nile struggled too much, and this match was obviously supposed to be a showcase for her. So it's like, yeah, let's make her look as good as possible. You know, no one gives a fuck about Miller or whatever the fuck her name was. So Ivy Nile won with it wasn't a dragon sleeper, although it kind of, I guess it resembled a dragon sleeper where her opponent is bent over backwards and Ivy Nile has got a choke, but she locks her hands behind her back. So it's like a chokehold of some description. Next, we were backstage for an interview. We're backstage for an interview with Zion Quinn. This was conducted by Mackenzie Mitchell. Zion Quinn, he said some shit. Moving right along. No, he said some shit. He said he was addressing Legado del Fantasma, or more specifically the female in there. And he says, "Oh, I know the game being played now, so game on." While he's saying this, the camera does like an extremely tight shot. So he delivers this line and walks off shot. And when the camera widens, there's some fucking guy in a khaki suit standing on the opposite side of the interviewer of Mackenzie Mitchell. It's like, well, where the fuck did he come from? He's identified as Robert Stone. Who? So Robert Stone, at this point, just starts bitching and moaning about the quote disrespect. While Mackenzie Mitchell is here, Robert Stone is here. While Robert Stone is going on about bitching and moaning about all this shit, Von Wagner walks in, right? So he comes in on the opposite side. He's dressed in Brock Lesnar chic. He starts saying some shit unrelated to what Robert Stone was saying. Then both guys just fuck off in on their respective sides. They just exit in their respective directions. I've written here, I've got no fucking clue what the takeaway was supposed to be here. You had 3 interviews smashed together, all 3 unrelated, and the flow just made no fucking sense. Why do this like this? Whatever. Von Wagner still sounds like a blind, autistic 12-year-old trying to read a book out loud. I'm not sure who Robert Stone is or why he existed here. And what the fuck was Zion Quinn about? Like, what was he on about? After that, we're shown Joe Gacy and Harland. They're out in the darkness in front of some bushes, which, if the shoe fits. Joe Gacy, just to remind you, is a pudgy basement dwelling type. Excuse me. Joe Gacy is a pudgy basement dwelling type who seems like he might enjoy binge eating Cheetos, right? Harland is a tall, bald, registered sex offender and possibly undiscovered serial killer looking fuck. So this is the type of fucking individual that if you're walking down the street and you spot him walking opposite of you, walking in your direction, you would either then cross the street or just change your fucking destination altogether and go directly to the nearest precinct. So Gacy said some shit and he just walked off and Harland stood there looking creepy. Harland's going to make his debut tonight. Whatever the fuck. Next, we were shown MSK and Riddle for another outlaw bullshit skit. I fucking hate all three of these men. Like, just what is this? They're trying to like, all of this exists just to say, oh, these guys are stoners. And it's like, so the premise of this thing is Matt Riddle's got what looks like a fucking fanny pack. And he just starts pulling a bunch of shit out the fanny pack that couldn't possibly fit. He pulls out a baseball bat, pulls out a traffic cone, all kinds of. Then eventually, the segment ends. Matt Riddle pulls out a fucking Child's Razor scooter. Then each member of MSK pulled out a Child's Razor scooter, and all three of them just rode off. And I hope they never fucking come back. I hope they just ride off the side of a fucking cliff, and we never hear from these people again. Back in the arena, Harland made his entrance accompanied by Joe Gacy. There was some skinny, fat, short guy in the ring. I don't think there was any attempt to identify the fucking guy. Harland comes out. Mr. Already in ring is in ring. Harland was wearing fucking what looked like khaki work pants and a black sleeveless button-up shirt. He looked like he just walked straight out of a fucking mental institution. I don't know what's going on here. Harland quickly destroyed this fucking guy. Guy didn't have a prayer. Harland won with some huge slam of some description. And then as Harland, he's won, he's going to leave. Joe Gacy gets up on the apron and asks him, do you feel better? Then Harland just turns around and starts attacking the guy some more. Meanwhile, he's already dead. Stop! He's already dead! A bunch of referees appeared to defuse the situation, and then Joe Gacy and Harland just casually walked off having fucking committed attempted murder. After that, we were outside in the parking lot for the arrival of LA Knight, who last week I called Eli Drake because I didn't identify him, and so I guess his name has been stripped. He's L.A. Knight, which I guess still works. L.A. Knight, not as well as Eli Drake, whatever. The little things. The interviewer, who is also the cameraman, right? So the interviewer asked about Grayson Waller to L.A. Knight. He asked. LA Knight just started cutting a promo on Grayson Waller as he walked into the Capitol Wrestling closet. And that was it. He said some shit I couldn't follow. Back in the arena, Cora Jade made her entrance. She rode out on a skateboard with like two pumps and then stopped and picked up the skateboard. She looked like she was told to ride out. Like she was told to ride a skateboard to the ring at gunpoint. Like somebody said, you better fucking do this. And she's like, I don't know how to skateboard. You better fucking do it or we're going to kill you. So she rides this skateboard into the arena. I've written here what looks like against her will. Stops, picks up the skateboard, and takes off running. So, what's going on? She bends down, two pumps, stops, bends down, picks up the fucking skateboard, and just takes off running. I've written here, I don't believe she really skateboards. As she comes around the far side of the ring where the commentators table set up, NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose is out there for reasons. So you see Mandy Rose's shot. She shoots. She gives Cora Jade a nasty look. So Dakota Kai versus Cora Jade is up next. That's what we got going on here. They cut to a break. Back from the break, some officials were trying to escort Joe Gacy and Harlan out of the fucking building. Suddenly, Harlan snatches a guy by the neck. Was that Spanky Brian Kendrick? Was that? So he snatches Spanky Brian Kendrick by the neck and fucking launches him down a staircase, and Kendrick flies off camera, and there's a loud thud sound. It's like sound effect. I didn't really make a noise when he hit the ground. So the other officials rush down to the bottom of the stairs to give aid to Brian Kendrick. And Kendrick is just lying there, not even bleeding, having been thrown downstairs. If you experience a blunt impact to the head, that should cause bleeding or whatever impacted the ground. I don't know. This whole thing looked... they could have done a better job with it. So back in the arena, Dakota Kai is partway through her entrance, looking like a demented fucking witch from Hocus Pocus. I don't know what's the gimmick? I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know, but I don't like the way she's behaving. It's not intriguing. She just looks like a fucking lunatic. Cora Jade, so the match gets underway. Cora Jade is fucking rotten. Just fucking rotten. Just awful. Awful, awful, awful. I will say it one more time. Awful. She's fucking disgusting in the ring. I know this is a developmental brand, but what the fuck? She's just hard. Like, it's painful to watch Cora Jade in the ring. I hate her wrestling. Cora Jade, I hate your wrestling. I've written here, this young lady needs to find a new line of work. This is not for you. I don't even have faith you'll improve. Either quit now or commit suicide. One of the two. Either way, I don't want to see her wrestling in a ring ever again. Mandy Rose was useless on commentary. There were multiple times where she would just whisper or incoherently mumble. Dakota Kai is fucking ridiculous. She kept making these facial expressions. Cora Jade would kick out for a near fall, and she'd just like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? What is this? So this whole set, I hated everything about this. The competitors in the ring, the guests on commentary, all of this was awful. At one point, Dakota Kai, towards the end of the match, Dakota Kai rolls out to the floor, goes underneath the fucking ring, and for no logical reason, reaches under and pulls out a shovel from underneath the ring, right? Pulls out a shovel while the match is still going on, mind you. That's where they're kept, by the way, the spear shovels. The spear shovels are kept underneath the ring. So what the fuck? Kai grabs a shovel, rolls back in. Like, what's the plan? What is the plan? What is the plan? What's she doing? This isn't a no DQ match. So the referee wrestles the shovel away from Dakota Kai, who then gets rolled up by Cora Jade. 1, 2, 3. Dakota Kai loses. Cora Jade wins. I fucking hated this. This finish didn't make any goddamn sense. Cora Jade is awful. Just fucking awful. Just wretched. Just wretched fucking rotten. Mandy was awful on commentary. Cora Jade is the worst thing I've ever seen in between the ropes. She looked like a little fucking schoolgirl trying to play wrestle and remember spots. Dakota Kai is attempting some personality disorder gimmick or character, and it comes off as cringe. But this fucking nightmare couldn't just end with the match, right? No, post-match, Dakota Kai attacks Cora Jade as she's celebrating. Then she grabs the fucking shovel again. Suddenly, Raquel Gonzalez runs out. She comes out to make the save, and her and Dakota Kai just start fighting it at ringside, and they just fuck off. They start fighting, and they just vanish. Next thing you know, music starts playing. Out comes the rest of Toxic Attraction, right? So they start making their entrance complete with fucking music, lights, and fog. So Cora Jade has her attention turned to them coming out. Meanwhile, Mandy Rose attacks her from behind in the ring. Right, so JC Jane and Gigi Dolan are outside on the fucking arena floor. Mandy Rose attacks Cora Jade from behind because Cora Jade has her attention turned to them. And then Mandy Rose just hops out, joins the rest of Toxic Attraction. Music starts playing, and the segment ends. After that, Grayson Waller is walking backstage, and people are either avoiding him like he's got COVID, or they're getting up in his face and telling him what a horrible person he is. One chick just walks by and goes, "Oh, my daddy says you're a motherfucking fuck." She didn't say that. She said, "My daddy thinks you're a bad person," or whatever the fuck she said. You never saw her face. She just walks out. I don't know who the fuck. And then we cut back to the arena. Back in the arena, Tony D'Angelo starts making his entrance. He's wearing a stereotypical tracksuit and trying his best to mimic a mobster. And so he's coming out. We cut to a break. Back from the break, the camera's shown out in the parking lot. Out in the parking lot, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez are being separated by officials. There's overturned bicycle rack barricade and all kinds of plunder out in the street, trash cans and fucking fire extinguishers and steel chairs. And it's just like, and kendo sticks. And it's like, this isn't believable at all. Are you fucking serious? They showed, where are we at? They showed a video recap of Tony D'Angelo stealing some guy's mouth guard from the War Games pay-per-view. And then we're back in the arena. Andre Chase is walking up the ring steps. He's getting in the ring. It's fixing to be a one-on-one match we got going on here. Tony D'Angelo versus Andre Chase, right? Tony D'Angelo is now wearing a black tank top with track pants bottoms, and then but he's got wrestling boots. So, he's also got black athletic tape just haphazardly on his wrist, on his forearm, just randomly placed. Black athletic tape, but then on his fingers he's got white tape. So I don't know what the fuck's going on here. These guys had a very basic match. They shot for a 2-star match and executed all that shit perfectly. And it was just basic. There was nothing exciting about it. It just looked like a match 2 students would have in wrestling school. They didn't try anything spectacular, and they didn't mess anything up. Tony D'Angelo won this thing with a swinging fisherman suplex. Post-match, D'Angelo has a mic, and he starts talking shit. He starts monologuing. Out comes Pete Dunne to interrupt. Pete Dunne comes out to interrupt wearing the skinniest jeans I've ever seen in my life. His legs look like toothpicks. Pete Dunne says some shit. He's got a thick accent. I don't know what the fuck he was on about. He says some shit. And then, like, kind of charges the ring. But Tony D'Angelo stops and says, hey. And just continues talking. Tony D'Angelo directs Pete Dunne to the corner where the stolen mouth guard is in a little case, and says, I bet you want that back, huh? Or whatever the fuck. More mobster. He sounded more like a Sopranos character. I bet you want that back, huh? And you come to this ring like you want to fight me? Pete Dunne interrupts and says, I'm not here to talk. Then why the fuck are you holding a microphone in your hand? Pete Dunne says, I'm not here to talk, and continues holding the microphone in his hand. So I don't know what the fuck. Tony D'Angelo continued to talk, and Pete Dunne just continued to stand there and listen. So fucking eventually Tony D'Angelo says, and I quote, he says, I got dealings to do with a guy dealing with things. What the fuck? That's the exact quote. I got dealings to do with a guy dealing with things. Then Tony D'Angelo goes like he's gonna get out of the ring, then he turns and tries to sneak attack, but Pete Dunne traps his arm and snaps his fingers. Tony D'Angelo fucks off out the ring. Then Pete Dunne goes and stomps on the case and retrieves his mouth guard, and the segment ends. So fucking we cut back to the locker room, and Steiner's warming up. He's approached by Grayson Waller. Steiner tells this fucking clown to fuck off. He's not welcome in this locker room. And the rest of the guys agree, yeah, we don't want you here. Get the fuck out, Grayson Waller. And Grayson Waller says, oh, the big stars, they got their own locker room anyway. And he leaves. Back in the arena, some guy walks out with paint on his face and some kind of martial arts robe. A lower third identified him as BOA, and we cut to commercial. Back from the break, the camera is out somewhere in the the camera's just outside of the medical room. WWE Medical, it says on the door. Vic Joseph said, there we see WWE Medical checking on Coach Brian Kendrick after the attack by Harlan. So quick touch on that. We cut back to the arena, and Edris Enofe was introduced. He's in the middle of the ring. Lower third, he's introduced. They showed a recap of the announcer said Boa, so his name is Boa. I thought it was BOA. It's Boa. They showed a recap of Boa attacking Idris Enofe and Solo Sikoa after a match the two of them had. So, they got history. Idris Enofe is a nice looking package. So the match gets underway. Like I said, Enofe has a decent look, but fuck is he inexperienced. He's gonna need some real seasoning. Boa's face paint was fucking distracting, and you could see it wiping off on both competitors' bodies, and it's just like, it's so fucking stupid. I hate face paint in wrestling. It's just fucking stupid. They were talking on commentary about some power Boa had inherited or some shit. So I've all but written off Boa. Don't give a fuck. The fucking face paint, whatever the fuck they were on about. This all sounds awful. To be perfectly honest, I'm rooting for Idris Enofe. I hope he finds some measure of success in his pursuits. Boa won this thing with a vicious looking kick to the head. And I don't care. I don't care to see Boa. I don't care for his face paint. I don't care for the powers he's inherited or whatever the fuck any of this is. We cut backstage. Raquel Gonzalez is pacing in frustration in the locker room. Then she smacked the locker and issued a challenge to Dakota Kai. Me and you in a street fight. So let's take it to the streets, says Raquel Gonzalez. Back in the arena, Ease jacket time! So fucking music starts playing. Music starts playing. So fucking Taka Michinoku and Sho Funaki make their entrance in Japanese. They had what sounded like Asian game show music playing. Why are these people showing up on this program again? You're killing me. You're killing me. I'd much rather see some Carmelo Hayes and some Trick Williams. Instead, we gotta settle for these fucking clowns. They go to a break. Back from the break, Grayson Waller gets into LA Knight's red Corvette that he pulled up in earlier. There's some chick in the passenger seat, and Grayson Waller just drives off. And as the car moves out of shot, it reveals LA Knight laying on the ground holding his head. So he's been attacked. And now we've just seen Grayson Waller commit Grand Theft Auto live on air. And possibly, is he kidnapping that woman? The fuck is going on here? So this fucking guy ends Johnny Gargano's career. Then the following week, he commits Grand Theft Auto live on air and possibly kidnapping. Is he trying to be the new Razor Ramon? I'm the bad guy. What is going on? Back in the arena, grizzled young veterans are in the middle of the ring. Vic Joseph says, in relation to the previous segment, the Grand Theft Auto and kidnapping, Vic Joseph says, what the hell just happened? So the match gets underway. Tag team match between the grizzled young veterans and Kai and Tai, or Jacket Time. Sho Funaki. I will admit he has some impressive mat skills, apparently. At one point, Taka Michinoku tagged in, and he was still wearing his fucking entrance jacket. Grizzled young veterans did a combination suicide dive leg sweep. I thought it was a bit much. One guy held the Jacket Time member, and his partner did a suicide dive, and as the impact was made, he did a Russian leg sweep. I thought it was a little bit busy. Once this thing got rolling, it was fine. All four men know how to wrestle. Just what is all this? What is all this fucking silly business with Jacket Time, and why are the grizzled young veterans stealing tag ropes last week? So eventually, Funaki makes the hot tag to Taka Michinoku, who hops in still wearing the fucking jacket. He starts making a comeback with the jacket on. So I guess he just wrestles with the jacket on. Is that why they're called Jacket Time? Because he wrestles with the fucking jacket on? What the fuck is going on here? At some point during this match, the Creed brothers walked out on the entrance stage. I guess just to watch on, observe the match up close. Fuck, the rest of this shit just transpired. Jacket Time won. I can't believe I'm calling a tag team Jacket Time. Jacket Time won with a double team maneuver of some description. And Taka Michinoku never ever took his entrance jacket off. So this was next to Outlaw. We cut backstage, and Roderick Strong and Malcolm Bivens are walking through the corridor. When who should they run into but Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams? This brought a smile to my face and a tear to my eye, and something transpired in my shorts. Carmelo Hayes said to Roderick Strong, "Good luck tonight, kid, and don't miss." Bivens responded by saying, "We don't believe in luck, but you two look like you might need some." Right? So at this point, Trick Williams finds a drawing of Dexter Lumis chasing Trick Williams and kind of is shocked. And then they just drop the fucking drawing on the ground and walk off and start talking about plans for later. So I'm not sure. And yeah, then the segment just ends. I got to sit through multiple outlaw fucking segments involving the Japanese jacket fucks. And I only get mere moments of Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams? Fuck! So, back in the arena, Vic Joseph just runs down this list of medical updates from all the people that have been injured on this fucking show. What a safe professional work environment. He's like, oh yeah, Cora Jade's fucked up. Her shoulder's fucked. We don't know if Brian Kendrick is even alive. He's in critical ICU. LA Knight's been left for dead in the parking lot. He may or may not recover. I'm just like, God almighty, what the fuck is going on? I found that kind of hilarious, but it wasn't meant to be comedy. So, I'll take what I can get. Then, Roderick Strong makes his entrance, accompanied by Malcolm Bivens, of course. Roderick Strong is the Cruiserweight champion, by the way. The belt looks horrendous. Horrible fucking looking belt. It's got purple strap. Oh, dear God. It's got a purple leather strap. The metal plate is fucking silver. You know how in the Olympics everybody shoots for silver, right? Bronze, silver. Oh, that's it. We'll stop right there. No! Everybody wants gold! Why the fuck is the championship belt silver? Who the fuck is shooting for silver? Oh, I'm second best. Fuck out of here. So fucking next, Steiner makes his entrance, at which point I was reminded the fucking guy's name is Braun Breaker. What the fuck? Braun Breaker with 2 Ks. Fuck it, I'm going to call him 2 Ks. So 2 Ks comes out. He's got, I'm not going to lie here, and it's obvious, I think, to a lot of these people, that's why they're getting behind him. I think 2Ks has some serious potential to be the next breakout superstar, right? He's got the fucking look. He's got the fucking promo. Everything I've seen of it, he could handle himself in the ring. He's a little bit new, a little bit inexperienced, but he's got nothing but time. He's got nothing but fucking time. So this guy's going to be a superstar one day if he doesn't just get upset and quit the business. During the early goings of this match, oh, thank God, Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams are shown. They're up in the crow's nest observing this match. My heart fluttered. I've just written here, yes, feed me more. Roddy was trying to wrestle this fucking freak, 2Ks, and he was kind of succeeding a bit. This was a weird... This is kind of a weird match to like picture on paper, but Roderick Strong was like fucking out wrestling the guy, 2Ks, but 2Ks would just quickly outpower Roderick Strong. So it was like, it was an interesting dynamic because they both kind of got that amateur grappling, amateur mat wrestling style going. So the only difference is 2Ks is, you know, he's way more powerful. So I thought this played well. It might have slightly diminished 2Ks just by Roderick Strong looking too good against him, but you know, sweep that under the rug. I thought it was a good competitive match, and Roderick Strong is of that stature where he could fucking, you know, go toe to toe with 2Ks a little bit. So this was fine, in my opinion. So, North American champion Carmelo Hayes. North American champion Carmelo Hayes is out there, right, with Trick Williams. They're watching on. We go to a picture-in-picture break. Back from the picture-in-picture break, Vic Joseph mentioned on commentary that North American champion Carmelo Hayes made his presence felt, but he's since left. Oh, my God. Can we just have Carmelo Hayes just fucking get in the ring and just rip his ring jacket off? And he could wrestle or just dance around for a little bit. Why did he leave? I've written here, damn it. So, they flashed a match graphic it was on this side, in the the lower third off to the left of the screen, they flashed a match graphic. Trick Williams versus Dexter Lumis. Trick Williams versus Dexter Lumis next week. So it's like, okay, cool. My guys are going to be on the show next week. The match continued. Roderick Strong, like I said, he didn't lay down for fucking 2Ks at all. He was putting up a fight the whole time. He was actually giving 2Ks a run for his money. He said he was doing well to, at certain spots, hold down fucking 2K. The people were behind 2Ks, like big time. They obviously see the potential in this guy. At one point, he did a Frankensteiner 2Ks did. Because of course he did. Roderick Strong, a little later on in the match, Roderick Strong gave 2Ks a superplex off the top rope. Both men were standing on the top rope. Roderick Strong gives 2Ks a fucking superplex. And then he just kind of rolls through and followed that up with a tiger bomb. Tiger driver, whatever. And I thought, that looked disjointed. To my eye, I don't like seeing fucking shit like that. Can you imagine if Roddy gave fucking 2Ks a suplex off the apron, boom, to the arena floor, right? Both men would be fucking squirming in pain. Oh, that was the most pain I've ever been in. It's the same concept inside the ring. The distance from the top rope to the mat, it's about the same distance from the ring apron to the floor. The illusion is supposed to be that the mat inside the ring is just as hard as landing on the floor outside. So I believe too many guys just get comfortable with not preserving the idea that when you fall on your back inside the ring, it fucking hurts. It fucking hurts. Just like if you fell on the ground outside. Right? So when you give a guy a fucking superplex, you're also taking that 4.5 foot fall to your back. So, boom, superplex, it should hurt. Both guys should, my back. Because you just took a 4.5 foot fall to your back. You should not be able to just casually get back up and give the guy another fucking suplex or whatever. So, that's just my opinion from my experiences. But to me, it looks ridiculous when a guy does a superplex and just rolls right into another move. It's outlaw. So anyways, 2Ks won this thing with got Roderick Strong up for a military press, and then transferred it into a fucking power slam. It looked wicked. It was Steiner-esque. And boom, there you have it. 1, 2, 3. 2Ks is the victor. Post-match, NXT heavyweight champion Tommaso Ciampa, he ran in and jumped 2Ks from behind, and he gave him a draping DDT onto the NXT title belt. What a bad guy. What the fuck's going on here? The people in the crowd chanted Psycho Killer. I'm looking around for Harland. And then Ciampa just started whispering sweet nothings into 2K's ear, and the show went off air. A lot happened on this fucking show. It was just like, I've got 26 pages of notes, over 200 bullet points, and this fucking record has gone longer than an hour. This is a 2-hour show. It feels like a 3-hour show. There's just, God, more content. Just, the show was filled with shit. Shit was just happening. With the exception of one segment per week that makes absolutely no fucking sense. And it usually involves that bitch with the pajamas and the big pillow. I think NXT is becoming my favorite wrestling program of the week. Like, genuinely. This is, of course, in large part due to Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, who are hotter than the melting point of gold and iron. So if I'm being perfectly honest, I can't wait to see what shenanigans transpire next week. We got Raquel Gonzalez versus the Wicked Witch Dakota Kai in a street fight. Trick Williams is going one-on-one with Dexter Lumis. I am so ready for this feud to be over with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. They need to get away from Dexter Lumis swiftly, because Lumis is just not good. He's just not good. He's not a good character. He's not a good wrestler. He just needs to fuck off and get away from these guys because he's dragging them down, I think. And the broad wearing pajamas, carrying around the large pillow and the big gulp cup from 7-Eleven. Where will she pop up next? That was NXT 2.0 from December 14th, 2021. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Click that bell to enable notifications. It's the only way to be notified when a new video is uploaded. But that is all I got for you on this episode. So at this time, I'd like to bid you all adieu. And until next time, I'm D-Lo Jordan, and this right here, this is VENUM.